If you guys weren't across Megyn Kelly's show, I believe it was yesterday, she had Marjorie Taylor Greene on her podcast. First ever time they met each other. And well, they spent a great deal of time talking about Israel. You guessed it, APAC, which there seems to be a great deal of misconceptions about APAC and what APAC represents and what they do. Apparently, APAC controls the US government. Apparently, APAC controls a lot of the politicians and they send them over to Israel. Apparently, APAC controls a lot of influencers too. So, APAC is like the big bad wolf, evidently speaking. And according to Marjorie Taylor Greene, Israel is our enemy, apparently. And Megyn Kelly has something to say. Apparently, she doesn't want to go to Israel. She's been invited a number of times, but she doesn't want to go to Israel. She's too busy. Now, I don't know about you, but as a Christian, and if I got invited to the Holy Land, man, I would go in a heartbeat. There is nothing more than as a Christian, you would see as being a phenomenal opportunity to get to experience that, like going to the Holy Land and walking where Jesus walked and everything like that. I mean, I could think of no better opportunity. But hey, Megyn Kelly's got 3 kids. She's too busy for that. And she just doesn't want to. And yet you call yourself a Catholic or Christian? I don't know. Now, when you've got the likes of Candace Owens praising Megyn Kelly for asking reasonable questions about Israel, big statement to make. What are reasonable questions about Israel? You may be wondering. We'll get into that in just a moment, believe you me. But how long before they threaten her entire livelihood and tell her it's because they love her? She discusses that during her show today. Now, I already made a video about Candace Owens and the amount of lies that she's already been spreading. And it's, to me, very interesting how Megyn Kelly is now going on this particular side and going, well, maybe there are people going after Megyn Kelly and like, how dare you ask these sorts of questions about Israel? And I'm on the like, you are allowed to ask questions about Israel, but it brings to the whole Douglas Murray thing, right? What are you asking them for? Why are you asking them in the first place? And what are you trying to feed in asking these so-called questions? If you're doing like what Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson are doing, the sheer obsession with Israel and the negativity towards Israel, then obviously it's more than just, I'm just asking questions or they're coming after me. And to Megyn Kelly, she's like, well, I have been a staunch defender of Israel for the longest time, but America's involvement in Iran, that was too much for me. Like, it seems like we are being controlled by Israel. The whole stuff is getting a bit out there for me. It's like you're starting to believe in the propaganda of Hamas. And maybe there are, once again, people that are criticizing Megyn Kelly. They're on the Jewish side and like, you can't say this, you can't say that. I don't know what she's getting. She hasn't proven anything. She hasn't shown anything. She's like, I've just been getting this, this, and this. And then she's defending Tucker Carlson, which is also very concerning, considering the things that I have been saying about Tucker Carlson of late and calling him out for the things that he's been saying. So it's very disingenuous for me to look at Megyn Kelly and go, well, you're defending Tucker, but Tucker's entire perspective towards Israel has shifted entirely. And to the point where he's bringing on guests like his recent one, the Orthodox, Russian Orthodox, whatever, Mother Ajiba, right? Stephanopoulos' sister, looks like got a big ass mustache, that and lies about how Christians are treated in Israel, etc., etc. It's like, you're Megyn Kelly defending that. That's concerning. It's very worrisome to see someone like Megyn Kelly do this, and I like Megyn Kelly. I really do. It's like I'm noticing a trend at the moment with conservative or conservative-based influences, right? When it comes to Israel, it's like, oof, I don't know if I can really defend Israel now, considering they're just going too far. It needs to end. Okay, it's just Anyway, Ant Speaks goes, I like Megyn Kelly, but she's being completely disingenuous here. What I'm specifically referring to is the whole idea that you're not allowed, which they keep bringing up, you are allowed to question or hold a different opinion. And of course, she immediately brings Tucker Carlson up. Tucker's entire persona has shifted to being anti-Israel, consistently featuring guests who push absurd anti-Israel narratives. Then he never ever challenges them. This is Megyn caught between acknowledging reality and preserving old friendships she doesn't want to feel she's betraying. Nothing more, nothing less. Here is what Megyn Kelly had to say that started somewhat of a firestorm, right?
This audience knows, and I know where you stand too on Israel and all that, but I've been very pro-Israel, and I've been very defensive of their right to defend themselves in this nightmare.
Of course.
And I've been very defensive of American Jews on campuses who are just being harassed, and it's ridiculous.
Of course.
But I have absolutely no skin whatsoever in defending any lobbyist group, including AIPAC.
Right.
So I would love to know what they do to get the loyalty of politicians, because I will say I have had multiple reach outs to me, both from friends and from connected people in DC, begging me to go to Israel with them. And I have said no every time. I'm just too busy. I have 3 kids. I have a full-time job. I'm not doing it. But lately, it seems like it's coming to be even more, because I feel like there's a contingent of people who are worried that they're losing me. And I've said that you're not losing. I'm not on Hamas's side.
No, God, no. Nobody's on Hamas's side.
But it's been a while now that this has been going on.
Right.
And we're getting more involved with the Iranian bombing and so on.
Sure.
And my own feelings are, I'm looking at Israel in a different way right now than I was on 10/8, that's for sure, of 23.
Right.
And I can feel the pressure being slightly ratcheted up, like you're not allowed to. You're not allowed to. And I can see people like you, like Tucker, who I know Tucker. I've known him for years. And I've seen you in your early career. I know you have nothing against Israel.
Oh, gosh, no.
Never mind Jews. Yeah. That's all a lie. But,
right.
And I see the beatdowns coming. Like, you're not allowed. Like, you have to stay right on this lily pad.
Yes.
And you cannot jump to another neighboring lily pad, because it could take you all the way down the river away.
That's
so
right.
I'm very interested in this dynamic.
Yeah. Well, I find it fascinating that you're getting asked more and more and more. I've been asked more and more and more. Well, you're a person of very big influence. You've got a big voice. You've got a large audience. They also take a lot of influencers. They invite tons of influencers.
Many of whom have invited me. Like, we're all going together, and will you come? Like, they seem to be coming at me from a number of ways, which only really kind of raises my hackles. Like, I'm not going. I'm going to stay right here.
Man, if you got a full-time job, you got 3 kids, you're busy, you're too busy to go to Israel. Why? That's my question. No one's that busy. You go to other countries, for sure. You can have a holiday, can't you? No. But it's what it's perceived to look like. Megyn Kelly going to the Holy Land, going to Israel. Oh, no, that's bad. She is, I'll claim, in the comfort of my desk at home, I'll claim to defend Israel, but I won't go over there. Imagine what that would look like to Tucker Carlson or some other people that in my close proximity. I can just do the bare minimum. I will call things out for what they really are, but when it comes to actually going to the Holy Land, no, I can't do that at all. And according to her, she's been like a very staunch defender of Israel. Granted, she has. I've been seeing things that she's been saying, defending Israel, defending college campuses, and the things like the rabid anti-Semitism, pro-Palestine and Hamas and all that sort of stuff. It gets absurd. It gets way too far. But then we get into like this AIPAC stuff. If Megyn were to accept to go over, I'm embedded with AIPAC, not good. I'm going to get demolished. I'm going to get destroyed by people that it's just very, like Ant said, very disingenuous to me. And loads of people were not happy about Megyn's stance, or even having Marjorie Taylor Greene on for that fact as well. So loads of comments I could read out a number of them. You don't have to look too far. Just look on X. But even Insurrection Barbie goes, reading the comments here, a lot of people feel the same way I do. This interview was a huge disappointment. I'm usually a huge fan of Megyn Kelly. So am I. I listen to her on a regular basis. She always brings the tough questions. And even in the past, when I disagree with her, I have always been impressed by her integrity. And so I am baffled as to why she would put her own credibility on the line like this. I'm wondering the same thing. Megyn Kelly has a choice right now. She can either keep her credibility or she can follow the path of right-wing grifters who've made it their mission to bash Israel without logical facts. Her interview with Marjorie Taylor Greene was full of blatant lies and claims that collapse under the slightest scrutiny. I won't be sharing it, but here are some of the points they mentioned. AIPAC controls Congress. This is an old conspiracy theory repackaged as fact. AIPAC is an American membership organization. It isn't registered under FARA because it isn't a foreign agent. It's made up of US citizens who care about Israel. Their lobbying budget in 2024 was around $50 million. For comparison, Big Pharma spent over $350 million. Tech and telecom spend hundreds of millions more. If AIPAC controls Congress with $50 million, what does that mean about the industry spending tens of times more than that? Congressional tips to Israel prove influence. Members of Congress travel abroad constantly. They visit Ukraine, Taiwan, NATO countries, Japan, and South Korea. They are exposed to allies because America's global security depends on alliances. Israel is not unique here. The idea that a congressman is being brainwashed by visiting a country is ridiculous. It's called diplomacy. Israel is making its case for why it's a strong ally. That is what every country does. Number 3, the US is broke. So why give Israel $3.8 billion? That figure is less than 0.1% of the federal budget. It's insignificant compared to the entitlement programs or interest on the debt. And that money is not a handout. It's used to buy American weapons. Every dime cycles back into the US economy, supporting hundreds of thousands of defense jobs at states across the country. The US doesn't lose the money. It's just not just like, here you go, Israel. We're here to give you money. Let's go. It's not like bloody Ukraine. No. Israel is wealthy. It doesn't need aid. Foreign aid is not charity. Israel's GDP doesn't matter here. US military aid is structured to guarantee Israel's qualitative military edge. America's law to ensure its ally isn't wiped off the map by larger hostile armies or terror groups. Israel spends more than almost any country in the world on defense, nearly 9% of GDP. It's more we can say for Australia. I don't even think we get up to 3. I don't even think we're there because it has to. Especially when you're surrounded by countries that want you gone. The US aid is about protecting a democratic ally and preserving regional stability, not paying Israelis' bills. Number 5, other allies don't get special treatment. Completely false. Egypt and Jordan receive billions every year in US aid. Taiwan gets special weapons deliveries. NATO members receive the ultimate form of aid, a US security guarantee that obligates American troops to fight and die for them. Israel has never asked America to put a single Marine at risk for them. And the list goes on and on and on. Number 7, for example, the US gets nothing in return. Flat wrong. Israel shares intelligence that saves American lives. It tests US weapons systems in real combat and provides America with a secure base of operations in the world's volatile region. So you want Israel as your ally, not your enemy, as your ally. You listening, Anthony Albanese? Maybe you can learn something. But it seems as if lots of these commentators are now shifting gears and changing their minds. But if they had any amount of facts to go off and stop listening to people that are peddling lies and then going, well, I'm not against Israel. Right, sure. Your actions speak otherwise. None of Marjorie Taylor Greene's points are grounded in fact. They are designed to play into the same tried tropes that have always been used to suggest that Jews secretly manipulate politics for their own ends. Basically, Israelis control US politics and there's blackmail going on, you name it. Megyn Kelly should know better. She has the choice to use her brain and reject this nonsense or go down the path of lazy popularists who think bashing Israel is a ticket to relevance. Well, again, bashing Israel at the moment seems relatively popular, doesn't it? Seems like it's quite profitable for people. Like Tucker Carlson has found out. Qatari money. Let's go. Like Candace Owens is finding out. New audience. Pro-Muslim. Dangerous, isn't it? And like everything else, a go down the ship. How dare you not be free, Palestine? It's nonsense. Takes a lot of guts to share the truth nowadays, especially when it comes to Israel. Anyway, that's enough from me. Oh, by the way, if Candace Owens is praising you, that's not a good thing. Anyway, you guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.